All right, so I'm often asked why safety matters or why I should care about safety, or when I mention safety, you get that kind of eye rolling. But as I mentioned, in the year in this job, I've really started to really think about safety and the messaging, and I've been able to see how safety affects the organization in a broader perspective. So from the CNO, fleet commanders, TIE commanders, typically their role in safety or their concern with safety, it's not just that they do care about the individual sailor and the impact on sailors, but they also have to factor the cost of the organization. So the cost of a mishap obviously costs some money, and as platforms get more expensive, even though the mishaps are coming down, the cost can continue to rise, and that cost competes with other things. That competes with the ability to buy other platforms, that competes with the ability to do maintenance, to get training dollars, and all these other things. So there is a money cost that we've got to be mindful of. Number two, there's an impact on schedules, okay, and it's time. So if a unit has a mishap that causes them to have to go in the yards for 5 or 6 months and unplanned, several impacts there. So number one, there's an impact to the shipyard schedule, so that can delay other ships or push other ships back as a priority, and that trickles down through the whole maintenance or the fleet response plan and affects other units. And as that trickles down, that affects sailors and families. And it also affects the operational schedules as well. So a ship that's taken out of a battle group or a strike group deployment has to be replaced by someone else, and they're probably not prepared for it. So you can see there's cost to the organization at that level too. So as we work our way down, once you get to the command level, there's some of that cost, and the command leaders have to bear that cost, and they have to be able to communicate to sailors and families why they're now going on deployment earlier, or why they have to go to a shipyard that's out of their home port, as has happened before. But they also see an emotional cost to safety as well. So if sailors are killed or a major catastrophe is had on board a ship, people have an emotional, that has an emotional impact on them. So we've heard stories of officers of the deck involved in ship collisions that have PTSD, individual sailors that are killed on ship. There's an emotional impact and connection to a loss of that sailor. So there's that impact too that I don't think we talk about. And then at the work center division level, there's a practical impact. So if I lose, and it doesn't have to be a death, but if I lose a sailor either killed or even injured severely and taken out of the work center for some amount of time, someone has to stand that watch. Someone has to pick up those extra duties. That may be an NEC that we've lost that we don't have the ability to do anymore, that someone else has to fill. Maybe now, because of that, we have to cross-deck another sailor who's not prepared to do it. And then finally, I would offer there's a cost to yourself and your family. So obviously no one wants to get killed. No one comes to work thinking, hey, this is the day I'm going to get killed or lose an appendage or maim myself. So if you're lucky to survive a mishap due to poor risk decision making, you could be left with a life-altering injury. And that injury not only affects you, but it affects your families as well and the people that will have to take care of you for a lifetime. So you can see the costs of safety or the lack of safety attention are wide-ranging and affect the entire organization.